What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney back here again, and we are talking about the MLFB, the Major League Football. There is quite a few things that we need to talk about, and so let's dive right into it. But before I say anything else, remember, folks, patience is strength. Just to warn you, I'm going to say patience quite a bit in this video. If you would, comment down below and let me know how many times exactly I say patience. I'd appreciate that. Thanks. Let's get back into the video. And that's pretty much about it. If you're going to be a fan of MLFB, you need to have extreme patience. I mean, years and years of patience. Patience that go all the way back to 2016 when they tried to launch things, try to do things, and every year since have been teasing, have been putting things out there. A little bit here, a little bit there. Well, we're actually starting to get some information and get some things. And Frank Murtha has stuck to his word that he's putting more and more information out there. And listen, before we get too far, I do want to acknowledge they're the only publicly traded football league out there to where what you can do is you literally can go and buy stock. You can put your stamp of approval. You can put your own funds behind them to make sure that this league succeeds. With no other league you can do this with. So I will give them credit on that. However, this has just been laborious, and it just kind of feels like here we go again. But anyways, he had a really long post today with some tidbits of information that were in this ridiculously long thing that you really had to have patience to read and to get through, because it really didn't tell you a whole lot. Pretty much, it's full steam ahead. They're working on it. They're getting things together. They're going to be releasing things soon, but their website is currently under construction. They got this new website that they're totally excited about, that they're saying you as the fan are going to love to go to interact with. It's going to be awesome, is kind of the gist we're getting out of it with that. And again, remember, you need to be patient. If I haven't told you yet, you need to just relax and be patient, because that's the whole scheme of things. Even though we literally are 2 weeks away from spring 2022 and we know nothing about this league, just relax. You need to have patience with this whole process. It takes time. Just like in football, it takes time. And yes, he goes through the analogy of, reading the offense, reading the defense, allowing them to show you what's out there. But I can tell you, in a pro football game, if you take time, you will get your clock cleaned. And that's what it's looking like here. If we wait long enough, you can have this little shiny thing, and then once things go away, they'll put it away and won't think about it for another year. It's kind of how I feel about this whole situation with this. But, he goes on to say that they do have everything. They're putting everything in place, that they are going to have football in the spring. What time? We don't know. Where is it going to be played? We don't know. They're not really releasing any of that, but they're telling us, don't worry. They've got everything under control, and that they're going to get it there. They'll get the information out to us when they can. They're working on the website right now, and then the rest will kind of follow as it was. And, for us being patient, we did get a couple of tidbits. We got a couple of logos, which we'll kind of go through and look at here at the end with it. The other thing that he really mentions here that is a big note is he really distinguishes where this league is going to be set, what they're planning on doing with this league, and their kind of thought process with this league. This league, they have said, will be a developmental league. This is not going to be, competing to try to get any spaces or anything. They literally have set themselves right up there, right below, the USFL, the XFL. They're saying that, the coaches and the staff that are there, their purpose is to develop these players so that they can go further on with their careers in football. And you know what I think about labeling yourself as minor league or lower or that. It bothers me. It frustrates me Why? You don't need to do that. We already know that you can't compete with the NFL. You're not going to compete with the NFL. And we know that, yes, everybody that plays in a lower league is developing their skills, is building things up. Yes, they're playing, but yet, this is experience for them to go further. This is not a situation where you need to go, pronouncing that to the world. And here's the thing, I get it. Not everybody has aspirations to be all they can be, to be the best, to strive for the top, to this. They just want to be what they are. And I get that. I really do. But when you have a publicly traded business that you want to build up, that you want to take, to new heights, that you want to, allow the public to get around and get them excited and into, I'm sorry, but people don't get excited about vanilla. You just don't. And this is what's happening here. There needs to be something to get people excited about. There needs to be something that makes people want to buy into your product, and you're not really giving it to us. Patience is strength. I mean, even back in the day, saying something like that would be silly to say. That's like, something that you would get from like some self-help conference where, you're working on me and being the best person I can be. That's not something about trying to create an exciting brand of football and creating something that people want to gravitate towards, that they want to put their money into, that they want to buy into, that they want to go through and do that. That's not what you're building with a statement like that. Like I said, that needs that, save that for the life gurus. This is football. That's not really with football. And I'm not trying to knock too hard. I totally understand that this stuff is a process with it, but this labeling of minor leagues and doing that, people are already going to do that to you. And again, the biggest thing for me is it sets a ceiling that you can never raise above, because you've set that ceiling for yourself that you cannot go any higher. You literally have, cut your legs out from underneath yourself. And this is where you are going to be, because that's all you said it. That's how you put it that way. So that's really my thoughts on all of that, which you kind of already know, and I ranted, and I apologize with it. And you want to get to the good stuff, which is the logos. And really, they're not really good stuff. And if you've been following the MLFB for any significant time, you know that this was stuff that was leaked back in 2017. This is stuff not necessarily leaked. It was put out there back in 2017. These almost exact logos, exact colors. It is weak sauce to me. And I'm just going to put that out there. I mean, this stuff it's even worse than like the old create a team in Madden, or the all-pro generic logos. Those were actually a lot better than this. And it seems like I'm really ragging on these guys. I don't mean to. I just you just want to see things a little bit more, especially when you've had so much time to do things, to go through with things, to build things. And yes, I hope that they do succeed. And yes, I hope that we have 2 leagues in spring of 2022. But really, it's not good. Texas Independence names, that I'm not one into these like one-off names like that, unless that they got some really big tie into it. And again, Texas is larger than life. The independence of Texas, how Texas thinks that, they literally are like their own country. They're, Texas is Texas. And that, I get it. The independence thing makes total sense with it there. I just wish we would pick another logo than another outlaw cowboy silhouette, or, side view of a cowboy. Yosemite Sam is what comes to mind here with me with this one. I'm burnt out of it. I've seen it way too much, and these colors with the USFL, it's got me seeing red, and seeing red, I guess I'm just like a bull and seeing red and, running with my horns at the MLFB. But we got more, and I don't know. We'll wait and see. Don't really like it. And then moving to the Florida Fusion. Florida Fusion, the baby blue can look good. I will say, because the Dallas Renegades really did pull it off. They looked sleek on the field. They looked really, really good on that turf. So I will say that. But this Fusion logo, it's terrible. And what is Fusion? Again, like, give me a mascot. Give me something to rally around. Give me, give me, some alligators, crocodiles, I don't know, pterodactyl dinosaurs, you name it, raptors. I just, Fusion, we're the Fusion. What is that? I don't know. As you can tell, this whole thing's kind of got me just a little discombobulated and just kind of a little all over the place with it, and I apologize. But yeah, they're both weak sauce. I would say at best they're both a C minus. If I'm not feeling good, I mean, they're both D's, and that's just kind of where they're at. And the colors, the color schemes don't even really stand off to me. They don't even jump off the paper. Like I said, you can find the other, the other 6 logos that they had for the 8 teams that they were planning on having original. And I would have bet, by the way that they're going, that you don't need to be patient. You can go look at them, and that it'll probably translate to being almost identical to what was that there. So yeah, patience. I guess I don't have any tonight. Maybe I should just sit back and be patient and watch. It'll be interesting to see, though, as this develops, if they actually, really get some solid coaches, some solid players to play in this league, And it's like everything else. It comes down to the product on the field and whether or not you can sustain that. And no spring league has been able to do that, and maybe they can. So those are my thoughts. As always, I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section, and we can continue the conversation down there. All right, guys, listen, I know that you're busy, and I know that I'm busy, so have a good night. Bye.